W7LRH radio. Out here we're going to try and fix my 30-meter antenna today. It broke loose from its support tree way over there in a storm this winter. And it's just over here dangling. So, feed line's still good, goes back to the switching box. All we need to do is get that end of the antenna back up over there. So we've got a plan. Here's what I thought we might use to fix that. This is a Holystone 110 drone. It's 1,000 yards of 15-pound braided fishing line. High vis orange. Little weight. And here's some 550 cord. Let me show you on the drawing board what the plan. So, our anchor line on one side is still good at this cleat. As far as I know, everything on the antenna is okay. It just broke off of here. So the plan is we take off the drone from the more restricted area in the alley, fly it over, land it in the more open area in the backyard, and then use that to haul some 550 cord back over. And then at that point we can hook that 550 cord back to the antenna and get it back up here in the air where it belongs. So we got the drone. The line is just tied around the bottom of it. And then a little ways back I put a weight because I don't want it when we're descending. I don't want the line to get caught in the props. And then I got my helper with our spool, and she's going to be able to put a little bit of friction on the sides of the spool if we need to, but mostly we want it to freewheel just enough that it doesn't get all tangled. So let's go ahead and take off here. I'm going to take off until it's above the tree, and then I'm going to walk around in the backyard so I can see the landing zone. You're just making sure that stuff continues to spool freely. I put that weight too far down. It is swinging a lot. Sort of jolting the drone around. All right, I need to walk around to the back. Caught a prop. I descended too fast, but we're almost there. Let me go get a pole. We'll have the drone down. Don't need to. Drone came down by itself. All right, so we'll get this hooked up to 550 line and pulled back over the tree. Should have our antenna back up pretty soon. All right, so now we're tying the fishing line onto the 550 cord, and all we did was just fold the 550 cord in half. We're going to wrap it with electrical tape. When this goes back up and through tree branches, we don't want it to snag on anything, so we want this bend to be long enough that the tape is going to keep it from pulling apart, but we don't want it. We wouldn't want to tie like any knots in here or anything that would catch on a tree limb. And what I was saying when I was flying the drone there, I hung the weight low enough under the drone that it was swinging back and forth a lot, and it was oscillating the flight. It was making it hard to control the flight. So this was, what, a good 4 feet at least under the drone. I don't think I would do that. When I tested this last time, it was maybe 2 feet under the drone. So if you try this, I would recommend keeping that shorter. And we'll get this taped up and pulled back over the tree. Got it. All right, so I'm going to take over on this side. Lucy's going to take her spool bar and she's going to go around and hold the 550 cord. It would go a lot quicker if I hooked this onto a fishing pole, but last time we tried this, a fishing pole worth of line wasn't enough to get up and over a tree. And so we did it straight off the spool. And so I'm going to try and wind it back on the spool, but if it's taking forever, we'll stop and put it on a fishing pole instead. So this is a pain, but hopefully it is spooling on here smoothly enough that we can use it again for another drone lift. But I mean, it's not going to go back on as smoothly as it was from the factory, and it would go a lot faster hooking it up to a fishing pole and pulling it. Oh, a little hesitation and pop. I think we just passed the treetop. You'll feel the line hang up a little bit, and instead of if you're using a fishing pole, instead of reeling for a minute, maybe just back up smoothly to get it off the branch. It usually means it's turned the corner and it's coming back down toward you. And that is my first successful drone antenna line placement. All right, drone operation complete. Lucy, your smooth payout on the fishing line and on the 550 cord made this operation a success. Okay, so here we are. This is where my new line that we just shot over the tree meets the old line where the antenna broke off. But I would prefer to pull it down to the insulator and hook it on. But it's stuck up there. I don't want to pull too hard. And here's why it's stuck up here. A few thoughts about if you're putting antennas in trees with 550 cord. Alright, so first, I did not do what some guys do, is they use the 550 cord to hoist up a pulley, and then the pulley takes their antenna up and down. I didn't do that. But most places I have it, it works all right because I have this cleat on the tree and I have one line tied to it, just a single line. This is the only one where I put two different lines. This is the termination for one leg of my 40-meter dipole, and this is also the termination for one leg of this 30-meter dipole. The way I set it up was I used the 40-meter dipole's line to pull the 30-meter dipole's line through this tree. In doing so, they got all twisted together up there, and now it's pretty firmly stuck. I can't really pull it either way. So, option is probably just to splice that to get it back in the air. And maybe I will leave this side of the 30-meter dipole line loose so that it eventually works its way free in the wind. I undid the 40-meter dipole. The other thing here is, anytime you put two different sets of line onto a thing, I had these nicely coiled. Well, here, let me show you one of my other ones. This is the termination of my 20-meter. So you got my strain relief bungee, but then you have a few lashes just like docking a boat. You have a nice, I'm not going to tug on it too much right now, but you have a nice neat coil you could just take off and pay things out. But when you put two of them on the same tree, they just get all twisted together. So ideally I need a different cleat, and in fact a different never use one existing antenna support line to pull another antenna support line through a tree, or they'll get all twisted together. Ideally, I would do another shot over one of these trees, and that's where my 30-meter dipole would go to now. All right, got my 40-meter support line coiled back up neatly with its strain relief bungee, although I'm not sure how much good that's going to do other than just with the branches on this side of the tree, because like we said, it's stuck up at the top where it crosses the notch with the 30-meter support line. So what I've done is I left a lot of slack in the 30-meter support line, hoping that maybe it'll work itself loose here as the wind blows back and forth. Now I'm going to need real strain relief over at the other end of the 40-meter outside the front gate, and so I'll go put it on there, and then strain relief for the 30, I'll try putting it on its support tree out the back gate. Here's the back side of the new 30-meter support line we put up. Underneath is the 75-meter support line. This is another space on the property where I've ran 2 antennas to one tree. Well, this is 2 antennas to one cleat. I don't think I pulled the one over with the other, and so it's not as twisted up badly as the ones in the center of the property there. But that's something I would eventually want to fix and have each antenna support line coming down its own path through the tree to its own cleat. So much of what I was trying to design on these relied on a nice smooth piece of 550 cord that was going to pull through a tree easily. But since the squirrels have been biting through all of them and they're all spliced anyway, I guess that's not quite as important anymore. Back in the shack. 30-meter dipole is back to under 1.2 from 10.075 to 10.175. So it's time to make some CW contacts. See you on 30 meters. W7 LRH radio.